They lob it to Ryan Perez in the paint off a couple of screens.
Esquivel to Garcia. Off the deflection. Los Fresnos comes back and wins. Now Santa Maria will put up a three. Bang! Santa Maria!
Here's Warner. Here comes a head of the jam. Counted for two. The field. Adios! And the Falcons win on a walk-off. And it's saved. What a game.
Smack to the left. That is gone.
Lob for Perez. That's my play. Off the backboard. Count it. And a win. And a win. Ryan Perez wins the game for the Santa Rosa Warriors, and they go nuts. And why not?
And now for the starting lineups for today's game. First, the visiting Victoria West Warriors. Leading off playing shortstop, number 15, Blake Buzel. Batting second, the second baseman, number 1, Jake Mitcherling. Batting third, the third baseman, number 12, Blaine Zeppelin. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 21, Colton Matus. Batting fifth and catching, number 6, Brendan Solis. Batting sixth, the pitcher, number 18, Orlando DeLeo. Batting seventh and playing right field, number 17, Braden Goody. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 9, Trey Pacheco. And batting ninth and playing center field, number 10, Jose Aguilar. And the remainder of the West Warriors. And now the starting lineup for the home team, King Mustangs. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 21, Eddie Molina. Batting second, the center fielder, number 9, Nathan Reyes. Batting third and pitching, number 11, Andrew Solis. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 25, Ben Garcia. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 12, Andrew Garcia. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 1, Jacob Gomez. Gomez hits for the catcher, number 26, John Lawson. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 7, Brian Guillen. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 20, Caleb Castillo. And batting ninth and playing right field, number 8, Jacob Trevino. And the remainder of the King Mustangs.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we take this occasion to inform and remind students and fans of the proper etiquette during flag ceremonies. The United States flag is a symbol of our great country, and accordingly, all of us should honor that symbol by standing, placing our right hands over our hearts, and gentlemen should remove your hats. Remember, silence is a form of respect, and everyone should remain standing until the national anthem is played.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Realize my mic wasn't in. A little bit of a mix-up here at the beginning, but we have the Victoria West Warriors taking on the Corpus Christi King Mustangs. And let's take a look at both teams. We're going to get the first pitch going in here momentarily. And we're going to start with the Victoria West Warriors, who we're going to have starting with Blake Buzel batting first, followed by Jace Mitcherling batting third, Blaine Zeppelin batting fourth, Colton Matus batting 5th, Brendan Solis. Batting 6th, Orlando De Leo. Batting 7th, Brayden Good. Batting 8th, Trey Pacheco. Batting 9th, Wasai Gilad. And let's look at the King Mustangs full roster. And we'll start with number 21, Eddie Molina. Number 11, Andrew Solis. Number 9, Nathan Reyes. Number 25, Ben Garza. Number 12, Andrew Garcia. Number 1, Jacob Gomez. Number 7, Brian Guillen. And number 8, Jacob Trevino. Number 20, Caleb Castillo. Number 26, John Lawson. And number 2, Jarvin Gomez. Number 5, Ryan Lindillo. Number 6, Troy Connell. Number 15, Josh Totis. Number 19, Jonathan Fuentes. And number 34, Michael Vic Barrera. So keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have the first pitch when we come back.
Forever Memories Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kicking things off here, leading off in the top of the first is going to be Blake Bazell as he takes on King pitcher Andrew Solis on the mound here this evening. First pitch comes in for ball number 1. Count moves to 1-0. Here's a pitch. This one comes in outside. Ball number 2. 2-0 the count here for Blake Bazell. Leadoff man here for the Victoria West Warriors. This one comes in a little low. Going to be called strike number 1. And Bazell smacks this one for a base hit. It bounces around the third base line. Could be a leadoff single here. Put a man on four, it's going to be an error. They're going to say a bounce in front here, so it's going to go down as an error. And runner on. So it's going to be an E5 here. So a runner on first now, and coming to the plate is going to be Jace Michelin, number 1. And this one going to come over to the second baseman who's got it to make the 4-3 put out for out number 1, and the runner's going to move over to second base.
Third baseman number 12, Blaine Zeppelin.
So runner on second for Blaine Zeppelin. 1 out here. In the top of the first inning, here's a pitch from Solis. This one comes in for called strike. And here's a pitch, swing and a miss for strike number 2 for Zeppelin. So count 0-2 now. And Zeppelin's going to smack this one deep into left field, and it's going to fall, and it's going to be a ground rule double. For an RBI.
First baseman number 21, Colton Matus.
So that's a quick 1-0 lead here on a ground rule double RBI by Zeppelin to bring in Bazell. So here comes Colton Matus with a runner on second. One out here. And this pitch comes in. Low and inside, called strike number 1. And Matus is going to foul this one off. Count going to go to 0-2 now. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Everybody who's watching in right now. And I just want to remember, if you guys can't find a game on here, make sure to head over to YouTube or Twitter. You'll find the game there. Sometimes our games, as of late especially, have not gone live on Facebook, but they are available on 2 other platforms, Twitter and YouTube. So wherever you guys do your social media, you'll be able to find, except for Instagram, you'll be able to find our live videos. But if it doesn't come out on Facebook, make sure to go and look on YouTube. If Facebook's your first go-to platform to look for our Real Sports Live games, make sure to head over to YouTube if you don't see them there. Just want to make sure everybody's able to find the games they're looking for. So 2-2 count here for Matus. And here's a pitch, and Matus gets a piece of this one. He's going to foul it off. And swing and a miss there. For strike number 3 and the second out of the inning.
Catcher number 6, Brendan Solis.
So 2 down, runner on second, and now up at the plate, it's going to be Orlando DeLeo. And the count 1-1 here. And this one goes up the first base line. So 2-2 count here. Runner now on third. And that's going to be strike number 3. So 1 run comes in on 1 hit. There was 1 error. And there was 1 left on base.
One runner left on base. So he's pitch count after 1 inning, 20 pitches.
So we're halfway through 1. We're going to go to the bottom of the first, due up for the King Mustangs. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live. We are in the bottom of the first inning. Victoria West bringing in a run on a RBI ground rule double by Blaine Zeppelin to score Blake Bazell. So 1 run on 1 hit on 1 error and 1 left on base in the top of the first for the Warriors. So Eddie Molina leading things off here for the King Mustangs. So 3-0 the count here as Molina gets ahead of pitcher DeLeo, who's thrown 3 straight balls here to get things going. So that's going to be a walk here for Molina to put a runner on. And coming up is going to be Nathan Reyes. Coming to the plate with a runner on first. That first pitch comes in for ball number 1. This pitch comes in outside. Called ball 2. So rough start here for DeLeo. This pitch outside. Called ball number 3. Throw over to first. Not in time. This pitch comes in low. It's going to be ball number 4. And back-to-back walks here to start the bottom of the first inning.
Pitcher number 11, Andrew Solis.
And here comes the starting pitcher, Andrew Solis for King. And Victoria West going to check on their pitcher. DeLeo has walked back-to-back batters here to start the bottom of the first. So I talked to him and settled him down a little bit.
Strikes, no outs. Sounds like we got good audio.
And this pitch comes in for strike number 1. So 2 on, nobody out here. In the bottom of the first inning. Andrew Solis at the plate for Corpus Christi King, and DeLeo's pitch comes in outside. You can even the count at 1-1. And the catcher wanting to have words with his man on the mound. So everybody's settling back in. 1-1 to count. And this bunt put down, but it's going to go foul. Count moves to 1-2. And this pitch comes in outside, gets past the catcher, and the runners are going to move over to second and third. And the count moves to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. And the officials wanting to have some words here. believe we're going to have a new catcher coming in for Victoria West. So 2-2 count, and Solis is going to pop this one up, and the shortstop going to get under it. Made the catch for out number 1. Runners still stay at second and third.
Third baseman number 25, Ben Garcia.
So here comes Ben Garcia now. With runners on second and third, good opportunity for him. Leo's pitch in for ball number 1. And got us up. Gets a piece of that one, fouls it off. Even the count up at 1. One's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Pitch comes in outside. Called ball 2. This is the first of a doubleheader here tonight. Got Carroll and Ray on deck after this matchup here. We got Carroll and veteran softball over across the way. Big one there. Chris Vasquez on the call. So the count here, 3-1 for Ben Garza. And Garza hits this one right to the shortstop. There's the throw. And they pull a double play impromptu there. Nicely done. So a little 6-3 double play action. 6-5. So no runs on no hits. There was no errors. And there was 1 left on base for King in the bottom of the first inning. Worked through 1, headed to the second. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
See you later, touchdown.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back. Top of the second inning here. Leading off for Victoria West is the pitcher, Orlando DeLeo, as this first pitch comes in from Solis. It's going to be called ball 1. This pitch in, ball 2. Let's look at that split screen replay of the last double play of sorts to end the inning, as this one hit over here to short. Just a nice play by the shortstop to get the man over there on third to end the inning, which started really rough for DeLeo as this pitch comes in from Solis to even the count up at 2-2. So King leaves that one runner stranded at second, but they had their opportunities. Just couldn't cash in on them. And really good infield play from Victoria West, as this is a full count now. 3-2 for DeLeo, the leadoff man here in the second inning. And DeLeo smacks this one over into deep left field, gonna go foul. Count gonna stay at 3-2. And DeLeo is gonna hit this one into left center field. He's going to come around for a double. Just a nice shot here from DeLeo.
Right fielder number 17, Braden Goody.
And just made good contact on that one. Send it into left centered and comes around and able to make it over to second. So that's going to put a runner on now. Their leadoff double here. And Braden Goody at the plate for Victoria West. And swing and a miss there from Goody. And we called strike number 1. Here's a pitch, a little high and outside. Call strike for ball number 1. Count moves to 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike here for Goody. And this pitch outside for strike number 2. So count even at 2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Goody. So Solis thought about that one, looks over at second, thinks about it twice, and we're all set. Delivers a pitch, and Goody gets a piece of that one and hits it right into left center field once again. And this one's going to bring in a runner. It's going to be an RBI single. And that's going to bring in Blashki to make it 2-0.
Left fielder number 9, Trey Pacheco.
So another runner comes in, and Trey Pacheco now at the plate with the runner at first, no outs. And Solis on the throw over to first, not in time. Trying to get Goody off the bag, but Goody able to slide back in. Takes another lead off first here. And once again, Solis heads over that way. And this pitch on the outside, and the throw over to second. A bouncer comes in, but the runner moves over. And Goody sets himself up at second now, after that stolen base. So the count now 2-0 here for Pacheco. Here's a pitch, and Pacheco gets a piece of that one. He's going to pop it up over that back netting for strike number 1. 2-1 the count. This pitch way outside. Going to be called ball number 3. 3 balls, 1 strike here for Trey Pacheco. Can be a little aggressive here at the plate if he wants to. And he gets a piece of that one, and that one's going to go up into shallow center field, where he's going to fly out for out number 1. So 1 down, runner still at second. And the 9th man in the rotation is going to be number 10, Jose Aguilar. And Aguilar pops this one up, and the second baseman over to get it, nearly collides there with the right fielder. And that's out number 2, and we're going to turn it over to the top of the lineup here as Blake Bazell comes to the plate. Reached on an error at third base last time he was up when he led off the top of the first inning. Two out runners. Runner at second here for Bazell. This pitch comes in for strike number 1. And Bazell gets a piece of this one, and he sends it into left field. And the shortstop backpedals and makes the play there for the 3rd out. So 1 run comes in on 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 left on base for Victoria West in the top of the 2nd. Headed to the bottom now. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the bottom of the second inning, and leading things off here for Corpus Christi King is Andrew Garcia. Torrey West puts across another runner at the top of the second inning as they lead now 2-0. And the count here for the leadoff man in the bottom of the second, Garcia, even at 1. And Garcia puts this one in play, a bouncer over to the third baseman, who makes the play for the 5-3 putout. And out number 1. A little off the mark, but good job there of the first baseman, able to reach out and grab it. The officials off camera here confirming
Designated hitter number 1, Jacob Gomez.
so Jacob Gomez up now. With a 1 out here. Here's a pitch from DeLeo. Comes in outside for strike 1. And Gomez going to foul this one off. Count moves to 0-2. So counts it now 1-2. And this one put into play over to the shortstop, who's going to make the bouncing throw for the 6-3 putout for out number 2. So 2 down here.
Second baseman number 7, Brian Guillen.
And the second baseman, Brian Guillen, now up to the plate for the Mustangs. Nobody on, 2 outs here. First pitch comes in. Ball number 1. This one comes in right down the middle. Call it strike. So 1-1 is the count now. And we're going to get a free base here. Looks like a hit by pitch.
Left fielder number 20, Caleb Castillo.
So runner going to be put on here, and it's going to be Caleb Castillo now, with a runner on first. And this pitch in for strike number 1. throw over to first. McGeehan trying to take a lead, but DeLeo trying to hold him on here. DeLeo ready, delivers this pitch, and this one hit right over to the shortstop, and that's going to be the force out at second for the third out of the game. So no runs on no hits, there was no errors, and there was nobody left on base in the bottom of the second. So that's going to do it here. We're through 2, headed to the top of the third inning. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live, and due up for Victoria West. And the top of the third inning is going to be Michelin, Zeppelin, Matus, 2, 3, 4, due up for the Warriors. We'll be back. This is Real Sports Live.
One army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history. There are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the third inning, Jace Michelin at the plate for Victoria West, 0 for 1 on the night so far with a 4-3 ground out, first time up. And he's ahead of the count here 1-0, and this pitch delivered for ball number 2. And this pitch low and outside for strike number 1. Swing and a miss. Ball strike 2 here for Michelin. He wants to count up at 2 here to lead things off in top of the third. And Michelin reaches, gets a little piece of that one. He's going to foul it off down the first base line. Count's going to stay at 2. And swing and a miss for strike number 3. And Michelin strikes out for the first out of the inning.
Third baseman number 12, Blaine Zeppelin.
So with one down here in the top of the third, Blaine Zeppelin comes to the plate. 1 for 1 with an RBI. Ground rule double to bring in Bazell in the top of the first inning for the first run scored of the game. See what Zeppelin can do here with this at bat. He's ahead of the count 1-0. Here's the pitch from Solis. This one comes in inside, and it's going to be a hit by pitch, and Zeppelin's going to take his base here, and that's going to put a runner on as that one comes in way inside and got a piece of Zeppelin. And now we have Colton Matus. Pitch comes in, gets away from the catcher. Count moves 2-1 here. Now the count's 2-1. Three balls, one strike here for Matus. And a throw over to first, not in time. His runner gets back on the bag. And it's going to be a walk here for Matus as he's going to take his base. So runners now at first and second. And coming up here is going to be Orlando DeLeo.
Catcher number 26, Kobe Wysek.
So Kobe Wasicek now to the plate. And here's the throw over to first. Play made, but the runners move over to second and third now.
Pitcher number 18, Orlando DeLeo.
This pitch comes in for DeLeo. Called strike. 2 down, runners at second and third here. This pitch comes in, going to be called ball 1. Two balls, one strike. And this pitch comes in for a called strike. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here. And the top of the third inning. And this one going to be popped up, and the third baseman trying to make his way over to the fence before it goes out, but not there in time. And the blue calls time here. We're all ready to go now. And DeLeo gets a piece of it and fouls it off right behind him. Up here on the overhead right above us. And this pitch comes in outside, and the count moves full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And this pitch comes in low and inside for strike number 3 as he got DeLeo looking. So no runs, no hits, there was no errors, and there was 2 left on base for Victoria West at the top of the 3rd.
There were no errors, 2 runners left on base.
So we are headed to the bottom of the 3rd. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
For King, right fielder number 8, Jacob Trevino.
So leading things off here, Jacob Trevino for the King Mustangs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Pitch comes in, called strike number 1. 9-1-2 due up here for the King Mustangs. And this pitch comes in way outside. And called ball number 2. And swing and a miss for strike 2 to even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes here for Trevino. And this one's going to be fouled off here by Trevino. Count going to stay even. And the Mustangs still in search of their first hit of the game. And this one comes in right down the middle for strike number 3, and Trevino goes down looking, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Back to the top of the lineup. Here comes Eddie Molina. And Molina taking his base on balls last time up in the bottom of the 1st, where DeLeo walked the first 2 batters, but was able to get out of that as he was able to retire the next batter up, and then force Ben Garza to fly out there to short, and what would turn into a 6-5 double play. So 0-2 the count here. This pitch comes in for strike number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes here and 1 out. And this one popped up, over, and out past the visiting dugout. Count evened up here as this pitch comes in outside. And this pitch rolls back over to the wall, going to be called ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And this one going to be called foul here, as that was the first baseman, Matus, trying to get under it, just couldn't. Trying to get the foul there on the pop-up. And this one going to be hit just in the shallow center field for a single here by Molina. So he's going to get on base here with 1 out. And it's the first hit of the game for the Mustangs.
Center fielder number 9, Nathan Reyes.
And here comes Nathan Reyes with the runner on here, 1 out. Pitch comes in, called ball. And this one popped up, and Matus going to get under this one for 2nd out of the inning. So 2 down here, and Andrew Solis coming up to bat. Solis 0 for 1 on the night. And Solis gets a piece of that one, and back, and that's going to fall, and that's going to be an RBI for Solis. And he's going to stretch and get a triple out of it, an RBI triple by Solis to score a runner. As Molina comes in to make it a 2-1 game. And Ben Garcia comes to the plate with a runner in scoring position now, with 2 outs. And Garcia hits this one over to third. There's the throw, the 5-3 ground out. 4 out, number 3. So 1 run comes across, 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 left on base for the King Mustangs in the bottom of the 3rd. We are through 3, headed to the top of the 4th inning. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Leading things off here is going to be Braden Goody for the Victoria West Warriors. Goody with an RBI single, 1-0 today from the plate, as he was able to give Victoria West a 2-0 lead back in the top of the second inning, as he was able to bring in Blaschke for the Warriors' second run.
For the Warriors, right fielder number 17, Braden Goody.
And Goody's going to start by grounding this over to first, and there's a toss over to the pitcher who comes in to make the play for out number one.
Left fielder number 9, Trey Pacheco.
So one down here. Here comes Pacheco. Pacheco 0 for 1 with the fly out last time up. And this pitch comes in for strike number one. And this pitch comes in a little outside low, gets away from the catcher here for ball number one. One's across the board, one ball, one strike, one out here. And Pacheco gets a piece of this one, fouls it off. Count moves to 1-2 here. And the count even now at 2-2. And here's this pitch, comes in low and inside for ball number 3. So the count moves full, 3 balls, 2 strikes here for Trey Pacheco. And swinging a miss for Pacheco, who goes down swinging for out number 2.
Center fielder number 10, Jose Aguilar.
And here comes Aguilar. Let's go back here to that last pitch on the strikeout. And Pacheco saw that one come maybe just a little inside, but Unable to make anything happen there as he swings, misses, and here comes Jose Aguilar. With 2 down, the count 1-0, and this pitch comes in low for ball number 2. Aguilar 0 for 1 with the fly out here. And this one popped up, and nice play there from the shortstop, able to come in and make that play for the 3rd out. So good inning here for Solis as he retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. And that's going to be...
Shortstop number 15, Blaine Zeppelin.
Well, actually, that play is not going to be made, so Aguilar's going to get on. Excuse me, jump in the gun there a little bit. I think it's the heat, ladies and gentlemen. And this one is going, and it's gone. A 2-run homer by Blake Bazell. Here I was ready to call the inning dead, and then Bazell comes up and a 2-run shot out to left field. Let's take a look at that one. Nice shot there, all right, into left field as Bazell rounds the bases. And it's a 4-1 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. So the score now 4-1. The King Mustangs on the mound talking about it a little bit. Let's take a quick break, but it's 4-1 as Blake Bazell goes yard here in the top of the 4th inning. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And here comes Jace Michelin following that Blake Bazell 2-run homer. Michelin smacks this one over to first base and not going to get there. A little hobbled. So he grounds out to end the inning. So another couple of runs come in. 2 runs on 2 hits. There was no errors and there was nobody left on base for. And once again, the inning not over, and looks like they're going to call that one foul. So excuse me once again, ladies and gentlemen. Put my head down to go right into my scorebook and count 0-1 here for Michelin. And this pitch comes in low and outside for ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike here for Michelin. And this pitch in, called strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on here. And Michelin gets a piece of this one, fouls it off. And swing and a miss, and Michelin goes down for strike number 3 and out number 3. And now there's the inning. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base in the top of the 4th. Headed to the bottom. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 4th inning. Andrew Garcia leading things off here for the King Mustangs. Garcia 0 for 1 at the plate. 5-3 ground out. First time at the plate. Pitch comes in outside for ball number 1. And this one called ball 2. And ball 3. So 3-0 the count here for leadoff man Garcia. And this one comes in high in the outside corner for strike number 1. And that's going to be a walk for the leadoff man Garcia. So he's going to reach base.
Designated hitter number 1, Jacob Gomez.
So here comes the DH, Jacob Gomez. And this pitch comes in, low and outside. And this one called strike number 1. So the count even now, 1 ball, 1 strike, runner at first. This one a little low into the turf for ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike here. For the DH, Gomez. Gomez 0 for 1, 6-3 ground out. In his first appearance, and he smacks this one, gets a piece of it, sends it foul right behind him to even the count up at 2. Pitch comes in, full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And this pitch way inside for ball number 4 in the walk here for Gomez. Puts runners at first and second, and once again, DeLeo walks the first 2 batters to start an inning. The second time he's done that.
Second baseman number 7, Brian Guillen.
So here comes Guillen now. Guillen hit by pitch in the first time at the plate. So the Victoria West Warriors are going to have a mound visit here, and let's check in on that here, and we're going to take a quick break. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Quick visit, talk to DeLeo. And here's the pitch. This one comes in outside. This one on the outside corner. Here's the throw over to second. Not in time, as the count moves 1-1. Here's a pitch from DeLeo, and right in to Guillen. And just like that, 3 free bases here for the King Mustangs, as the bases are now juiced here with no outs. And coming to the plate is going to be Caleb Castillo. And now we have a mound meeting, and it looks like that might be it for DeLeo. Or as they have a chat with him, he's only allowed 2 hits and a run come in so far. He's had a solid outing, but right now he's walked 2 and hit another to load the bases. And coming to the plate now is going to be Castillo.
Left fielder number 20, Caleb Castillo.
Who hit into a force out at second last time up. And this is going to be a base hit for Castillo. 1 run comes in. And here's a throw, and another is going to come in, and a 2 RBI single. As Garcia and Gomez score, and that makes it a 3-4 game.
Right fielder number 8, Jacob Trevino.
So runners now at first and second. And here comes Jacob Trevino now. Trevino 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And just like that, the Mustangs answer, putting up 2 runs here. 3 runs in the last 2 innings, 1 in the third and 1 here in the fourth. And they've scored 3 runs on 3 hits. And this pitch outside for ball number 1. And this pitch outside, called ball 2. And this pitch comes in down the middle, called strike number 1. And this pitch, once again in, strike number 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on and nobody out here. And this one comes in, 3 balls, 2 strikes now, full count. So this one gonna be fouled out here. Count gonna stay full at 3-2. So DeLeo's ready. Here's the 3-2 pitch on its way. And swing and a miss for Trevino for strike number 3 and the first out of the inning. And up to the plate, top of the lineup, is going to be Eddie Molina. Molina 1 for 1 with a walk here. So far, this is his 3rd appearance. He's got 2 runners on. And Molina gets a piece of that one and fouls it off behind him. And another free base is going to load things up. So bases full once again for the King Mustangs here. And coming up to the plate now is going to be Nathan Reyes. Reyes 0 for 1 and a walk. And Reyes gets a piece of it, fouls it off. this pitch in for a called strike. One ball, one strike here. And this pitch, it's going to be another hit by pitch, and a run's going to come in. To tie things up now.
Pitcher number 11, Andrew Solis.
And another. That's 3 hit batters in a row. And bases loaded. That's going to make it 5-4. So while Victoria West talks about it, keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back. This is Real Sports Live.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history. There are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 4-4 game here. Want to clarify something here. We had it 5-4, but one of the runners that came on the Castillo RBI single, one of the runners failed to tag third when they were coming around, so that they called an out there. So that was the first of the game. The Trevino strikeout was, that was the first out of the inning. The Trevino strikeout was the second, and here we are. It's 4-4 game now after 2 consecutive hit by pitches that lead to scores. And in is Orsak on the mound now, as DeLeo done after 4 2/3 innings. And here is out number 3, and runners left stranded here.
For the Mustangs in the fourth, they scored 3 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors. 3 runners left on base.
So 3 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base in a rough inning for the pitcher, DeLeo. And Orsak in gets that last out, but 3 left stranded here for Corpus Christi King, and we are all squared away after 4 innings. So we're headed to the top of the 5th. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Army, but we have many soldiers, from the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history. There are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 5th inning, due up here for Victoria West, coming back.
Leading off for West, third baseman number 12, Blaine Zeppelin.
And leading things off here for Victoria West is going to be Blaine Zeppelin, number 12. And Zeppelin 1 for 1 with an RBI and a hit by pitch and 2 plate appearances. This is his third. And Zeppelin sends this one into left center field for a stand-up double. Put a runner on here and kick things off in the top of the 5th inning.
First baseman number 21, Colton Matus.
And here comes Colton Matus. So here's the pitch coming in down the middle a little high for ball number 1. So Matus, no outs with a runner on second here. And this pitch gets past the catcher. It comes in low and inside, and the runner going to move over to third now. And the count 2-0 here for Matus. And this pitch comes in, called strike 1, 2-1 the count. And this pitch comes in outside, called strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now. And Matus gets a piece of this one and sends it into center field, where the center fielder is going to come up and make the catch, make the throw, and a sac fly RBI for Matus as the runner scores. Now look at this one as Matus. Nice hit to make the play there, and well, there's a quick throw in, and so it's now 5-4. So coming in is going to be Wasicek. So 1 out here. Nobody on for Wasicek. Swing and a miss for Wasicek. Strike number 1. And Wasicek going to foul this one off right behind him. So this one 0-2, and this pitch comes in high and outside. You're going to be called ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Wasicek pops this one up high, and the catcher and third baseman looking for it, and third baseman gets under it, and that's Garza for the second out. The infield fly from Wasicek. So 2 down here, and coming up is DeLeo. So the count on 1, here's a pitch. This one comes in outside. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. And this pitch comes in low outside. Make the count 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. And this pitch down the middle for strike number 2. And DeLeo puts this one in play over to third base. There's a throw made for the 5-3 putout to end the inning. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Then the top of the 5th. We are through 4 1/2. Headed to the bottom of the inning, and up next for the King Mustangs. Coming up for the Mustangs will be Garcia, Gomez, and Guillen. So keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live. Leading things off here for the King Mustangs is going to be Andrew Garcia. So the Mustangs, a good couple of innings, put up one run in the third, three more runs in the fourth. Let's see what they can do here in the fifth as they trail by a run after the Warriors getting a run back in the top of the fifth on a sac fly from Matus. And this one's sent over to second base. And it throws there for the 4-3 putout and out number one.
Designated hitter number 1, Jacob Gomez.
So here's Jacob Gomez. One down, nobody on. Count 1-0. This pitch comes in on that low outside corner for strike number one. So this one fouled off. Count 1-2. This pitch comes in called ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Gomez sends this one into right center field, and the right fielder comes over to grab it for the flyout. For out number 2.
Second baseman number 7, Brian Guillen.
And here comes Brian Guillen now. Two down, nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And this pitch comes in low and outside. So the count at 1-1. This pitch out of the turf bouncing. Going to be called ball 2. This ball going to be fouled off. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here for Brian Guillen. And this is going to be a base hit by Guillen over to left field. Put a runner on now with 2 outs.
Left fielder number 20, Caleb Castillo.
So here comes Castillo now. And swing and a miss for strike number 1. And this one coming in outside for strike number 2. So the count now 0-2 for the pitcher Orsak. And Castillo gets a piece of that one. Count going to stay 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Orsak, and this one bounced over to the second baseman. There's a throw for the 4-3 putout to end the inning. So no runs on 1 hit, there was no errors, and there was 1 left on base in the bottom of the 5th inning for the King Mustangs. We're through 5, headed to the 6th. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the top of the 6th inning, and here we are, 7-8-9, due up for Victoria West, as Braden Good, Trey Pacheco, and Jose Aguilar due up here, but I believe we're going to have a substitution. We'll see, and new pitcher coming in for the King Mustangs is going to be number 7. And we're going to get that for you here just a little bit. But right now it's a 5-4 game in favor of the Victoria West Warriors. As we have a new pitcher warming up here for the King Mustangs. And right now that looks like that's number 7, number 7, Brian Guillen. So Brian Guillen on the mound to start things.
Leading off the Warriors, right fielder number 17, Brady Goody.
So Braden Goody to lead things off, to count 1-1 here. So Brian began in the pitch. Andrew Solis done after 5.0 innings, allowing 5 runs on 6 hits, and this pitch comes in for strike number 2, 1-2 the count. And Solis also recording 3 strikeouts during his time on the mound. And Goody is going to foul this one off over in deep left. And Goody sends this one over to the same spot once again and fouls it off deep. So a quick little meeting on the mound. It's 1-2 count here for leadoff man Goody for Victoria West. This pitch comes in, called ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes now. And Goody sends this one bouncing into right field for a leadoff single.
Now hitting the pitcher number 27, Dawson Corsack.
So now up is going to be Orsak, who's going to foul this one off with a runner on now. So the count on 1 for Dawson Orsak. Here's pitch this one way inside. Orsak gets out of the way of that one, evens at the count at 1. And this one got put down by Orsak, gonna roll. Foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. For Dawson Orsack. Here's the pitch. Comes into the turf, and that's going to allow a runner to get over to second base, and that's Goody. Thought about taking another, but he'll steal second as he comes in after that pass ball. So the count now 2-2. Nobody out and a runner on second. Three balls, 2 strikes. This pitch comes in low. 4 ball 4, and that's going to be a walk. So a leadoff single and a walk now to start things off. And Brian Guillen, not the best start on the mound here. He's facing his first 2 batters. And coming to the plate is going to be Aguilar. Nice batter in the rotation here with runners on first and second now.
Running at first base, number 7, Justice Trench. Correction, number 11, Tyler Blasky.
So a bunt laid down. Nice to hit by Aguilar, and he's going to be thrown out at first, but runner's going to move over to second and third now. Let's check the replay here. They're going to wipe this one off the board. Looks like they're going to call foul, but there's a throw over, and the runner's moving over to second and third. But back at the plate is Aguilar with a no-2 count, and runners at first and second. Pitch called ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's a pitch. And this one's going to be called strike. And the umpire gives a signal. It's a 1-2 pitch count. Maybe it's wrong here up in the board. So it is correct now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And this pitch comes in low and outside for ball 2. that's going to be called strike 3 here. So Aguilar strikes out. 1 down here.
Shortstop number 15, Blake Bazell.
And here comes Bazell. 2-run shot last time he was up. 2-run homer to left field. And this pitch comes in right down the middle for strike number 1. And swing and a miss there for Bazell. For strike number 2. So the count moves to 0-2. And Bazell gets a piece of this one, and he pops it up, and second baseman gets under it for out number 2, and the infield fly there.
Second baseman number 1, Jake Mitchell.
So here comes Mitcherling. 2 on and 2 outs here. And there's a throw over to third, and the runner's going to be safe. So runner's at the corner now. And this pitch comes in, called ball. And this pitch gonna hit Mitch Sherleen, and he's gonna take his base. And that's gonna load the bases up. And that's going to bring on Blaine Zeppelin.
Number 12, Blaine Zeppelin.
Blaine Zeppelin 2 for 2 with an RBI and a hit by pitch in 3 appearances. He's had a really good night, and he's coming to the plate with bases loaded here. And swing and miss here on this first pitch for strike number 1 for Zeppelin.
Running at third base number 4, Tim Mendez.
And this one popped up, and the catcher is trying to get under it, and he does for the third out. Nice play there. So rough there for Victoria West. They bring across no runs. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 3 left on. And we are going to the bottom of the 6th. And due up for the King Mustangs, it's going to be Jacob Trevino, Eddie Molina, and Nathan Reyes as we go 9-1-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 6th inning. Leading things off is going to be Troy Connell, his first at-bat of the night. And this pitch comes in for ball number 1. And swing and a miss for strike number 1. This pitch in called ball 2. And Connell fouls this one off to even the count at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And this pitch comes in high and outside. For ball number 3. Count moves full now. And swing and a miss for Connell. And down he goes swinging. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th.
Shortstop number 21, Eddie Molina.
Here comes Eddie Molina. And Molina past the glove of the third baseman, and he's going to get on with a base hit here.
Center fielder number 9, Nathan Reyes.
Here comes Nathan Reyes. So let's go back to that hit by Molina. Here's the hit, and it's nicely done. Put over there into the left field and comes across for. Well, it gets in on first, so runner on here for Nathan Reyes. This pitch comes in low and outside for ball number 1. So we are still in the midst of our first game, running a little long here at 2 hours and 16 minutes. Next game is supposed to be starting at 8 p.m., but probably not going to make that time here. But stick around, folks. We have Carroll taking on Corpus Christi Ray. Puts this one in that center field gap for a single, so back-to-back singles now. And the go-ahead run on first with one out here.
Number 11, Andrew Solis.
And here comes Solis now. Runners on first and second with one out. So we're going to have a mound visit here for the Ray Texans. So while they chat a little bit, we'll take a break. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
And welcome back here. Bottom of the sixth, 2 on 4. Solis here. Runners at first and second with one out. Back-to-back singles by Molina and Reyes. Have the Mustangs in good shape here as this pitch comes in, low and outside. Ball number 1. And this pitch called strike. A low outside corner, so 1-1 here for Solis. And this pitch comes in low and outside, called ball 2. And Solis is going to foul this one off. Evens up the count at 2. So the count here even at 2-2. For Solis, 2 runners on. Go ahead run on first. And this pitch comes in outside for ball number 3. this pitch comes in for a called ball 4. And just like that, the bases are loaded. Coming up to bat is going to be Ben Garcia.
Number 25, Ben Garcia. We need lineups for game number 2 to the press box, please. Lineups for game number 2 to the press box.
So still one out here, and bases loaded for Ben Garcia. Huge, huge, huge opportunity here. And here's the pitch from Orsak. This one comes in low and outside for ball number 2. And this pitch low and outside once again for ball number 3. So Garza ahead of the count, 3-0, bases loaded. It's a 5-4 lead for Victoria West here. And this pitch comes in high in the outside corner for strike number 1. Here's the pitch, and Garza sends this one bouncing up the middle into the force out, and the double play. And the Victoria West infield comes up big.
For the Mustangs in the 6th, they score no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors. 1 runner left on base.
So no runs on 2 hits, there was no errors, and there was 1 left on for Corpus Christi King. And let's go back and look at that double play. It was something to really marvel at here for Ben Garza. Had a big opportunity here, and he's going to hit it over to second, so it's going to be a 4-6-3 variety here. Just nicely done. There's the play. Actually, it's just going to be a 4-3 double play. Just nicely done here, and that's going to end the inning. So we're through 6, headed to the 7th. We'll be back. Victoria West leads King 5-4.
But we have many soldiers, from the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history. There are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And welcome back here.
First baseman number 21, Colton Matus.
Leading off here in the top of the 7th, Colton Matus. Sack fly RBI last time he was up. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Victoria West leading 5-4, 5 runs on 7 hits. Mustangs 4 runs on 6 hits. And this first pitch comes in for called ball number 1. So 1-0 the count here for leadoff man Colton Matus. And this pitch comes in called strike. So that one fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Colton Matus. Leadoff man here in the 7th. Here's the pitch. Matus sends it over to the shortstop. And here's a throw by Molina. And it's going to be in time for the 6-3 putout. Nicely done there. And 1 down. And coming up next is going to be Diaz. Adam Diaz coming up. First appearance tonight. And we have a meeting on the mound for the King Mustangs here. And the King Mustangs, after back-to-back innings in the 3rd and 4th, putting up 4 runs. At one point tying it. They trailed at one point 4-1. Came back, got 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th. But since then, the last 2 innings, they've come up empty here and left runners stranded in the bottom of the 6th, and now here the defense needs to get out the field here and make sure that the deficit is only 1 heading to the bottom of the 7th. So the officials and the coaches making sure everything is in order here as Diaz comes up to the plate. And Diaz heading back to the dugout. So we'll see who gets sent out here. Originally, it's supposed to be Wasicek, but it looks like that's who's coming out. Wasicek. The last time he came up in the top of the 5th, infield fly is what he hit for the out. So he'll be at the plate once again. So it looks like everything's squared away now. They send Diaz back. Wasicek comes out to the plate for Victoria West. And I guess they're saying that there's a problem with the substitution, but I guess the officials do not agree, so here we go. 1 down here in the top of the 7th, And it's going to be...
Ready line up to the press box, please. Ready line up to the press box.
And Wasicek, it goes back, and it looks like Diaz is going to come out, and they got everything squared away now. So Adam Diaz to the plate. And Diaz pops this one up, and the catcher gets under it once again. That's the second time he's been able to do that, and good play there.
Center fielder number 18, Orlando DeLeo.
So it's DeLeo now with 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning. Count 2-0 here. And the count moves to 3-0 for DeLeo. But yeah, going back a little bit, the catcher, John Lawson, a couple of times is real textbook stuff. Throw off your gear and trying to get that pop-up foul, and he did. And he's gotten 2 outs that way for King here. And this one comes in high and inside, and that's going to be a walk here for DeLeo.
Right fielder number 17, Braden Goody.
So runner on first here for Goody. And this pitch comes in on that high outside corner for strike number 1. And this one going to be fouled off. Count goes to 0-2. And Goody gets a piece of this one, and he's going to foul it off deep over there, near where the Ray Texans are sitting, awaiting for the next game against the Carroll Tigers. And this pitch comes in outside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes here for Goody. 2 on and a runner on first here in the top of the 7th inning. And we are past the 8:01 mark, so. And this pitch comes in, gets away from the catcher, and the runner on first slides into second. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here. And full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And this one put in play by Goody, and it hits that center field gap, and runner comes around, And sliding in for the score. So an RBI single here. Score is DeLeo. And a nice insurance run there for Victoria West. Puts a runner at first, and we're going to have a chat on the mound here for the King Mustangs as they now trail by 2 runs here. And while they talk about it, we will take a quick break. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
And here comes Dawson Orsick. With the runner on, 2 outs here, and this pitch comes in high and inside. Trying to lay a bow tie on that young man. Ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes here. And this pitch comes in low for ball number 2. So we count at 2-0 now. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on first for Orsick. And this pitch comes in on that outside corner for strike number 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And the count now 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike here for Guillen. And this one going to be fouled off over here towards the third base line. So the count moves full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So, Guillen gearing up for the 3-2 pitch. Here's the delivery. This one comes into the turf, and it's going to be a walk. And it's going to put runners now on first and second. And coming to the plate now is going to be Aguilar. Aguilar struck out last time he was at the plate, so 2 on, 2 outs here for him. Two on, 2 out here for Aguilar. This pitch comes in. called ball. 1 ball, no strikes. This pitch comes in called strike. And here's the next pitch, and Aguilar bounces this one, and he's going to hit into a force out for the 3rd out of the inning. So 1 run comes in on 1 hit. There's no errors. 2 left on base.
There were no errors. 1 runner left on base.
1 runner left on base. Excuse me there. And we are headed to the bottom of the 7th inning, ladies and gentlemen. Last chance here for the Mustangs as they trail 6-4. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
The assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 7th inning. Leading off is going to be Garcia. Leading off his 3rd inning, 4th, 5th, and now the 7th inning he's led off for the King Mustangs. And those innings, he was 0 for 1 with a walk overall. 0 for 2 with a walk, and he's going to drop this one in for a base hit and lead off single, and he's coming around and circling, rounding off 2nd, and he's going to slide into 3rd, and he's going to be safe. Nice bit of base running here. And he hit that one deep, 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 and he's going to gets it to fall there, and he rounds those bases quickly. And nice job sliding in here to 3rd. So 1 on now for Gomez. Runner at 3rd. So tying run here at the plate. Pitch coming in low and outside. Count 1-1 now. And this pitch comes in down the middle for strike number 2. And this pitch goes through the catcher, and the catcher makes the throw, but it's an errant one, and Garcia scores on a pass ball. And it's now 5-6. So Jacob Gomez, 2 balls, 2 strikes now. And Gomez hits this one over to the second baseman for the 4-3 putout for out number 1. So 1 down, and it's Brian Guillen up now. And this one fouled off by Guillen. So the count 0-1. And this pitch comes in low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. This pitch low and outside. Made the count 2-1. And this one going to be fouled off, so after Guillen makes contact, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And strike number 3, and Guillen goes down looking. Two down now.
Left fielder number 20, Caleb Castillo.
And here comes Caleb Castillo. Castillo 4-3 put out last time he was on for King. He represents tying run. And he's going to hit over to the short. Here's the throw and the 6-3 put out to end the game.
For the Mustangs in the 7th, they score 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, no runners left on base.
So that's going to be it. Victoria West defeats Corpus Christi King 6-5. They score 6 runs on 8 hits, and they have just no errors on the infield on defense. And the Mustangs, they score 5 runs on 8 hits, and they did have 1 error on defense. So that's it here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to stop, reset, and bring you the second game. Thank you guys for watching. Ray versus Carroll coming up next. So keep it here. This is Real Sports Live, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to go follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube. Wherever you guys do social media, make sure to check us out. You can find live and pre-recorded games on there, or broadcasts, whatever we did on there, except for on Instagram, but everywhere else you can, all our other social media accounts. You can find pre-recorded stuff and live stuff, so you'll be able to catch Corpus Christi Ray and Corpus Christi Carroll do battle here on the Diamond momentarily. So keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be back.